I'm going to tell you a story before I can't tell you a story. I'm getting ready for work, so you guys get to stare at my really ugly leaking ceiling. I was born in 1983, and between 1989 and 1991, I was part of a DIA-run program. Um, this program's sole purpose was to evaluate the potential of teaching kids to use various, what most people would call psychic abilities, or extrasensory perception, or anything along those lines. Focus was kind of varied depending on what group you ended up in, and with a large focus on making more viewers. If you don't know what a viewer is, you need to look up the Stargate program. It's pretty much what this was, but for kids. The biggest question I get is, how did the military get a hold of and use children without the knowledge of pretty much anyone? Plain and simple. We were all military brats. Most of us born and raised into the military. In a foreign country. In a Department of Defense school. Both me and my sister were in that program. My brother was in it also, but he was very quickly removed due to supposedly lack of potential. He doesn't remember any of it. My sister refuses to talk about any of this. For the longest time after the program was ended, we were very heavily threatened. Honestly, I'm not sure if we still are. Sorry. Pretty much when the program ended, or when I thought I was no longer in the program, we were told, don't ever talk about it, don't ever tell anybody about it, don't ever mention it, don't even suggest it, or we'll make you pay. And to divine pay, they would send our daddies to places they'd never come home from. Seriously. That's what they threatened us with. Kids. They also told us that if we talked about it, everybody would think we were crazy. So they would deny absolutely everything and have us committed to hospitals with crazy people. So, us being kids, the even thought of this absolutely terrifies us. So we didn't talk about it. We learned to forget. We learned not to remember. We learned to push it to the back of our heads and just not think about it. Well, when some of us have natural abilities, is I have a long line of people that see things. Grandmothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers, on both sides of the family that see stuff, that supposedly have psychic abilities. I honestly hate that term. It's really hard to just make it go away. Some of you have kind of gotten glimpses and dreams and other things of stuff that seems to be coming true. And it's pretty much what we deal with, or at least I deal with, on a daily basis. More so now than ever. Pretty much when I was about 8 years old, I became very uncooperative with the program. Mainly because me, one of the other individuals in this program, had seen what the program's lead was planning on doing with us. They were literally going to turn us into weapons and use us until we were completely broken and there was nothing left, and pretty much our minds were toast. It wasn't just going to be us. This was going to be a massive, massive program. So we decided to skew their data points. 8 years old, and you know how to skew data points. So a few of us started giving false readings, and the rest of us just kind of stopped cooperating. I very quickly learned how to draw puppy dogs and rainbows. Pretty much it was, as a viewer, your job is to take a target, which is usually just a number on a piece of paper, or written on a manila folder, or sometimes it was a photo, because they like to screw with our data sets, our information, and tried to throw us off. You take that number, and you start drawing, sketching, writing out descriptions of the thing, person, place, whatever it is. So give as much information as possible. Is it a building? Is it a thing? Is it a file? Is it an object? Is it a person? Is it moving? Is it standing still? Is it inanimate? Is it alive? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it red, blue, black, green, purple? What? Give it as much detail as possible. That was our jobs, with people specifically assigned to walk us through the information and coax out more. We were really successful. I mean, stupid successful. To the point where there were teams created simply to execute orders based on our information. People died. People were killed. Objectives were achieved. Things were done. And then they learned a really fun fact about me I don't often share. I didn't just see the target. I could predict how the target would react to the presence of a team. This immediately got the attention of the program director and put him directly in my group, watching over us. At that point in time, we started drawing puppy dogs and rainbows so that they would think that we either lost our abilities or were no longer capable of doing it. And that's when the threats came. The base was immediately closed. We were packed up, shipped back to the States. All of us in our separate corners, where we thought we were done. Where we thought we could go our own separate ways, be normal kids, and have normal lives. It's anything but the truth. Our entire lives have been orchestrated. We have been pushed in directions to keep us under the watch of the program, as it has been handed off to various organizations throughout the years. And plain and simple, the group is dangerous. They're not good people, and they've been manipulating our society for a very, very long time. What they do is not okay. And they get away with it because we don't exist. Every book, everywhere, states what we do is fiction, hallucinations, madness. It's the very definition of psychopath. Not psychopath, of mental illness. For so long, they've denied it that no one believes us when we talk about it. Yet, I've spent since the end of 2019 looking over my shoulder, knowing I'm being watched again. Because I said something that raised every red flag in the program. Because someone hacked a computer system and found our files. We're not okay. When I talk about something, everybody likes to go, well, how'd you know that? No, there's absolutely no way I can prove what I know. And that's what makes them think they're safe. That what makes them think that they have one over on us. It's because they're right. Everything we see and do cannot be proven in hard facts on how or where the information came from. Because how do you explain to anybody that we tap into a collective consciousness of the entire universe, of how everything is interconnected, and we can see what they want us to see? Anyways, that's at least the start of this story, and I don't know how long or if this will actually stay up or if it'll even make it on anything or whatever, but I had promised I'd explain at some point, and I guess that'll work for now. I'm sure I'll explain more later. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see what happens.